feels coming together up front? Obviously, not too much change, just Graham leaving and Mason sliding over. How do you guys feel?
I feel really good. Just, obviously, Mason's moved inside for right now and stuff, and Graham's not here. But, I feel like we're building on a lot of things that we ended with last year, and it's a great feeling. We can come back, after the spring game or the bowl game, and you feel like you didn't miss a step as an old line. So just working out a few kinks, and maybe there's some new stuff that we see, and just kind of building on what we ended with last year. So it's been pretty good.
How has Mason been doing next to you there? Obviously, it's kind of a new position for him. He played last spring too, but
he's doing really well. I mean, he's shown that he can be a versatile player, and he's definitely smart enough to do it. And he's doing really well with it, and the communication with the line, with him and us, and just make sure we're on the same page has been phenomenal so far. And I think it's been a really good turnout.
Has Newsome been the one kind of filling his spot out there at tackle?
Mm-hmm. Grant's he's come a long way. Just this is his second year and everything, and I think he's done a tremendous job stepping up as a young guy and taking the stand. And I'm really proud of him. And he's got some work ahead of him, but just like any young guy would, and he's doing really well with it.
Eric told us last week that the Citrus Bowl for you guys as an offensive line was like the moment where everything really felt like it came together and clicked. Is that carried over, you feel like, in the spring?
Oh, yeah. And like I was saying, I feel like from that game, I felt we've really built on what we ended with at the Citrus Bowl. And I definitely agree with Eric said. I really felt like we clicked fluidly at that game, and I think that was just really awesome. Okay, now we know what it feels like, and now we just build on it from here.
Was that like a sigh of relief or weight off your shoulders at all? To have it finally.
You could say it like that. It's not like the season we were struggling all the time, but it was really good just to have that feeling. Oh, okay, so this is we're really fluid. We're just consistent about it, and I think it's a really good feeling now that we're building on that and getting that back. So.
And he was saying that was the first. This is the first year that he's gone into where he hasn't switched positions in the spring. It's a similar situation for you where you've bounced back and forth between tackle and guard. How much does it help you to know exactly what is expected of you?
So much. Now it's just kind of muscle memory, really. You're not trying to learn a new position or anything. It's just like from last year. Now it's just building on the small details of your technique, and it's just so much more focused when you watch film and when you're at practice, and it's a great feeling.
You talked a little bit about Newsome, but how about Ulizio and Runyon? What have you seen out of them this spring?
They're doing a really good job. Just like Grant, they've really stepped up, and they still have their progressions that they need to get to. They have things that need to improve on, but they're stepping up. They're knowing the playbooks. They're doing really well in the meetings, and they know what they're doing. And now it's just kind of getting consistent with that, and then working on the smaller details as they go.
With just a couple changes with Graham leaving and Mason moving over, do you feel the consistency up front is going to help you guys, take that next step from the bowl game and from what you've been building?
Absolutely. Consistency in football is key, especially with the O-line. If you're consistent about things, you know what guys are going to do, and you don't have to think about it. You just kind of move with it and flow with it, and you're almost like one person moving, kind of in a sense. It's really good.
Glasgow last year described Rudock as the dad of the group. What's the personality when these different quarterbacks come in individually? Which one? Do they stand out as different kind of personalities in leading it?
Everyone's a little different. You got Braden Peters. He's a new guy. He's still kind of getting under his wing a little bit, but that's expected from a true freshman. And then you got John O'Corn. He's in there. He's really stepped up. He's a fun guy. He's much more humorous than I think Jake was. But I'm not saying Jake wasn't funny, but John's a little more even keel sometimes. But every quarterback's a little different. But all in all, I think what we have in our group, everyone has got a solid base. Their head's on their shoulder, right? And they're doing a really good job stepping up.
Can you tell that John has that starting experience from back when he was at Houston? Is it noticeable that he's been through it before?
Yeah, you notice it, but at the same time, I think everyone, they're still all, you got Shane Morris in there, Wilton Spade, Garrett Morris, they're all really fighting in there in the quarterback spot. And the competitiveness is really starting to show a lot between that group.
How hard is it? We've all talked about how freshman offensive linemen probably should redshirt because of the physical aspects. How hard is it for a young guy to come in? And Grant's obviously going to be a sophomore, but how hard is it to move in even at that young age?
I think it's a lot of pressure mentally, really, because there's a lot. You got to learn a lot, and you got to be able to move, especially a left tackle, the blind side, things like that. Especially stepping up. You had Mason Cole did a tremendous job there for 2 years, and I think there's some pressure that comes with it. But Grant's done really good with handling it, and he's very smart. That's one good thing about Grant. He's really smart. He learns things pretty quickly, and just kind of getting him used to his technique and kind of getting a feel for things. But he's doing a really good job. He's really progressed since day one.